do that, I just want to thank Daniel and Karma, right? You know, there's certain people you're going to meet in your life, right? Probably maybe just one, two if you're lucky, that are going to change the direction of your life. You're going to be a better father, a better husband, a better person. And that person for Irma and I have been Daniel and Karma, right? You know, our best friends, and just excited to be part of this with you. Just getting started, man, right? I feel like I'm 21. So with that, I want to talk about whatever happened to the great American job. Right? You know, one of the things I think is important is that, tell me if this is a good job, right? You're making $100,000 a year, company car, expense account, 401k, health insurance coverage, you're well respected, you've been in the industry for about 15 years. Who thinks that's a good job? Raise your right hand if you love your mom. Okay, just want to make sure it works, okay? So the one thing I look at is, the reason why I tell you that story is that's the career that I left to come work in Primerica, okay? And the message is this. This is what I found out in my years, you know, my 11 years here in Primerica, that every single person, and I'm talking to the new people right now, okay? Even some of the new people that already got started. Every single person in the 11, 12 years that I've been here that taken the time to understand the opportunity that's in front of you have got involved. So my wish for you is that you take the time to really understand what you're in front of. Right, because I'm not a crazy person. I left that career. I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why I left. Because the truth is, the headlines tell the story. Right, there is no such thing as a great American job anymore. Those days are gone. You're going to work for a company 30, 40 years and retire happily ever after. Ain't going to happen. Okay. And number two is you know, wait, where's my raise? Anybody feel like I deserve a raise? And they're simply not giving them right now. Right? Would you agree with that? Matter of fact, they're not only not giving raises, they're giving furloughs, which means they're lowering people's pay, putting them part-time. And then the worst thing is, you're one day away from being laid off or fired. Okay, so let's talk about it, right? I just want to go through a couple of them. A lot of them, and the speakers have already talked about a lot of them, because that's the one common denominator for most people that got up on stage is they had a job, and they fired their boss, and they went to go work in Primerica to create a better life for their family. Right? I'm in the helping you fire your boss business. Anybody would like me to help you do that? Right? So when you look at that, you know, when you compare a job to Primerica business, right? Your income is limited, isn't it? Right? Versus in Primerica, your income is unlimited. I was at a meeting yesterday, and I got beat up because I only made about $15,000 last month. Does that tell me I'm at the right place? Right? Because if you're making $15,000 in corporate America, ain't nobody telling you anything because you're the president of the company. Right. Right, but you don't have much of a life, right? So you rent your life out versus you have ownership, right? All of you who have jobs in here, raise your hand if you have a job. You work for someone. Almost should be everyone, okay? And so the one thing I look at is how much can you sell your job for? What's it worth? And if you really get focused and you really make a commitment here, you can build a business that's going to be worth millions that you can leave for your family. Who thinks that's much better? Right, having some ownership. People pull you down to get promoted in corporate America. That's how they get promoted, right? Versus here is the way you get promoted is they push people up. Right? Isn't that a better system? Anybody like that one better? Right? Always looking forward to Friday. Who knows what I'm talking about? Right? How about every day is Friday? Right? How about you have to ask your wife what day it is because every day is Friday for it? Who thinks that's a much better place to be? Right? So, and then always feeling sick on Sundays. That's tomorrow night, by the way. Right? Some of you are going to be feeling sick, just that feeling in your gut because you got to go to work tomorrow. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Right? How about always feeling excited and grateful? Right? Always asking for permission. Some people have to ask for permission to go to the restroom and we're adults. Isn't that crazy? Right? Anybody ever did this before? Phone rings. Hello. Sorry, I'm not feeling well today, but I probably will be in tomorrow. And I'll say, thank you. Let's go to the beach. Anybody ever do that with your family? Isn't that crazy? We're adults and we have to fake that we're sick so we can really go spend some time with our kids. Right? Well, here, right, you don't need to do that. You don't need to ask anybody for permission. Right? I've never in my career have called Daniel and asked him for permission for me to take the day off. Right? Is that good? Is that a nice place to be? Right? How about your boss gives his family a great life, doesn't he or she? Right? How about we give our family a great life, right? You know, you go to your boss's home, it's probably nicer than yours. Would you agree? The vacations he takes his kids on, his family, is probably nicer than the ones that you're taking your family on. Well, I say, screw that. I'm going to be the boss. I'm going to create a great life for my family. Anybody want to do that? Right? Always missing your children's events. And like Roger said, sometimes you do, right? My boys are both playing basketball today, and I'm sure they're kicking butt and winning because they're pretty dang competitive, right? And I had to miss today. But you know what? During the week, when they play football, and basketball at school, most of the games are at 3:45 in the afternoon. And I'm really proud to say I really rarely ever miss those events. Because why can't the other dads be at those events? They all got a job, right, and they can't get off. And because I have my own biz, I don't have to ask for permission. So, I think that's really critical. So you're always one day away from being laid off or fired. Tomorrow when you go into work, not tomorrow, tomorrow's Sunday. Well, some of you probably have to work tomorrow, right? That's the worst thing, okay? As far as working a job. If you own a business, it's a great thing to be able to get up to tomorrow and go work your business. Does that make sense? But the one thing I look at is that you're one day away from being laid off and fired. Let's say tomorrow, on Monday morning, you walk into work and there's a cardboard box on the top of your desk or your workstation, wherever you work, with your personal belongings. And your supervisor boss says, "I'm sorry, but we're going to have to let you go." Could that happen? 9 million people, about 9 million people have been laid off in the last 3 years. That's an average of 3 million a year. And you probably know a lot of people, maybe it's been you, right? So the one thing I look at is, so if it happens on Monday, how does that make you feel? Right? Pretty emotionally devastated, would you agree? But how does that affect your family financially if you can't find a job like millions of people right now who can? Well, what about if you build a business in America? You save the money that you make on top of what you're making now, and you get your income growing, and then it happens. Are you in a much better place? How about we position ourselves to do that, right? And then as far as, we talk about you build nothing versus you build equity. You brown nose and get promoted. Anybody do that at their job? And then you didn't get the promotion. Right? Well, here there's no brown nosing. Nobody even has to like you to get promoted. Right? The people on stage who are getting their promotions today were getting 10 and 15 and 25% pay increases. Is that a better place to be? And they didn't have to brown nose to get there. All they had to do is exactly what the system says, and it's automatic. Who likes that system better? Right? I love that system, right? And then you retire old, broken, with regrets. That's how most people will retire. Okay? The sad thing about the jobs is if you're in like your late 20s, early 30s, you will be laid off or fired 7 to 10 times in your career. Hey, listen, it's devastating just for it to happen to one time in your life. How about over and over and over? I don't want to deal with that. Anybody with me on that? Right? This is what I believe, right? We should retire young and wealthy and proud of ourselves. Isn't that a better place to be? Right? The one couple things I just really want to, number one, if you're on the Beltran Builders and your guests of Beltran Builders, stand up for one quick sec, right? And I'm just representing this, the greatest looking team, the fastest rising team in primary America, right? We are. Thanks, guys. Probably business. The last thing is that. Right? In a job, your life revolves around your job, doesn't it? But in a business, right, your business revolves around your life, which sounds more like freedom. Right? Anybody want to be on that right side? And so I just want to end with this, right? Actually, I got a couple of minutes, or I finished faster than I thought. But the couple of things is, how do you know that you want in your life? When do you know that you want? When I figured out, this is when you know that you want in your life. Number one is you love what you do. That's pretty dang important. Would you agree?
Yes.
But I think more importantly than that, what you do makes a difference. Okay, when you can say those two things, that you love what you do and what you do makes a difference, you want in your life. You know what the icing on the cake is? When you're married to the most sexiest, most beautiful person on the planet. And I have that with my unbelievable wife, right? She's just unbelievable. I'm over chick, that's for sure. We've just been blessed in so many different ways. And I really do hope you guys take the time to understand what you're in front of. And there's nothing I wouldn't do to help you. I'm sure everybody feels that way here. So if you pick somebody out, it could even be me, and give me a number that I can reach at, and I'd be happy to spend some time with you, because I know, again, right, everyone who takes the time to understand what you're in front of, unless you're lazy, we can't help you with that, okay? But most people aren't lazy. They want a better life. They want to create something for their family, don't they? Right? So the one thing I say is that, you know, when I look at that, right, take the time to understand what's in front of you. Take that first step from changing the direction of your life. Nothing I won't do to help you. All right, have an incredible weekend. Proud to be in business with you guys.